Rwanda is constructing an $800 million world-class airport called Bugesera Airport. Hello Disperers, and welcome to yet an educative video brought to you by Explorer. In this video, we take a look at the Bugesera International Airport project undertaken in Rwanda. The Bugesera International Airport project involves the construction of a new airport in Rilima and Ojuru localities of the Bugesera district in the eastern province of Rwanda, approximately 23 kilometers to the southeast of Kigali city. When completed, the new airport will be the East African country's third and largest international airport and eighth airport overall, with the capacity to accommodate 14 million passengers a year. But before we move in on looking at the airports in details, if you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of our videos. The project consists of building Rwanda's largest international airport, serving commercial flights destined to and from the greater Kigali metropolitan area. The main development impact of new Bugesera International Airport is seen in the airport's enabling role for the country's development strategy, which aims to leverage Rwanda's positive investment environment, high doing business scores, and perceived political stability in order to turn Rwanda into a regional hub for conferences, transport, and tourism. The new airport is expected to handle approximately 1.7 million passengers a year initially and 3 million passengers by 2030. The airport will, however, have an original peak hour capacity of 450 passengers. The new airport will serve as a world-class gateway to Rwanda, with the potential to become a key hub for airlines operating to and from the regional airports of Rwanda and other neighboring East African nations. Bugesera Airport is located in southeastern Rwanda in Bugesera district, near the town of Rilima. This location is approximately 25 kilometers by air and about 40 kilometers by road south of Kigali International Airport. Bugesera International Airport is situated at an altitude of 1,400 meters above sea level. The airport will initially have a single paved runway. During the second phase of construction, a second runway will be added. The estimated cost of phase 1 is $418 million, while phase 2 is budgeted to cost $382 million, for a total of $800 million. It was anticipated that phase 1 would be completed in 2018. Archived 2018-02-19 at the Wayback Machine was commissioned to carry out a feasibility study and design the new airport. Subsequent phases will follow with higher passenger and cargo capacities. In November 2010, press reports indicated that the Rwanda government had retained the international accounting firm PricewaterhouseCoopers to provide financial advice and lead the search for funding of the project. The government wants to develop Bugesera Airport as a public-private partnership project. In December 2019, Qatar Airways agreed to take a 60% stake in the airports. As per the Rwanda Development Board, the first phase of construction would provide facilities for 7 million passengers a year. The second phase, which is expected to be completed by 2032, would increase the capacity to 14 million passengers a year. The airport will feature state-of-the-art facilities and infrastructure to meet the requirements of rapidly developing airport sector of Rwanda. It will also offer maximum flexibility to meet the operational requirement and support the future expansions. Project timeline. The Bugesera International Airport project was born back in 2013, with the government of the East African country planning to award the contracts for the implementation of the project to China State Construction Engineering Corporation. However, the latter withdrew from the project. The project came back to life in 2015 when the Rwanda Development Board announced ongoing negotiations with an unnamed serious investor. The following year, Rwanda's government signed a binding agreement with a serious investor, Mota NGO, a Portuguese group operating in the civil and construction, public works, port operations, waste, water, and logistics sector. According to the agreement, the Portuguese firm would fund, build, and operate the new airport for a period of 25 years under concession from the government, with the contract renewable for an additional 15 years. Mota NGO agreed to provide $418 million to fund the first phase of the project. In August 2017, construction works began with Mota NGO Africa, a subsidy of the Mota NGO Group, as the main contractor. 75% of the funding was provided by the Portuguese group, while Rwandan company Aviation, Travel and Logistics provided the remaining 25%. ATL would also provide ground handling services at the airport upon completion. The first phase of the project was expected to be completed in 2019. The construction on some part of the airport was however halted temporarily to pave way for a redesign, which would be among the first things to help the airport to meet green standards and be among the first airports to achieve green certification. By the end of 2019, RDB announced that Qatar Airways had signed an agreement with Rwanda's government to acquire a 60% stake in the Bugesera International Airport project. Under the new arrangements with Qatar Airways, a much larger airport was planned with a construction budget of $1.31 billion. The first phase, which upon completion will handle up to 7 million passengers, is planned to take 5 years, with completion of the second phase, which would double the capacity planned in 2032. Key infrastructure to support the airport's operation, including air traffic control tower building and airport rescue and firefighting facilities, will also be built under the first phase. Phase 2 to 4 will further expand the airport to increase its passenger and aircraft handling capacities. The phases will include the construction of a second runway and additional passenger and cargo terminals. Future expansions will increase the airport's capacity to 4.5 million passengers a year. In May 2011, Rwanda's Minister of Infrastructure, Claver Gatete, announced that the first phase of construction of the Bugesera International Airport, including the runway, is 40% complete, and that the second phase, including terminals and other facilities, will commence in 2 months. He said that the first phase of the project will be complete by the end of 2022 if all goes according to plan. Contractors involved. ACV/ADM was awarded a contract by Motor NGO Africa to develop strategic concept, traffic forecast, business plan, master plan, conceptual design, and preliminary design for the new airport project. TPS is responsible for providing master planning and concept designing for the structures and infrastructure, and detailed design for the airside infrastructure and systems. The company offered design services for aircraft pavement, airfield and fuel and firefighting systems, as well as aeronautical ground lighting and navigation aids. GIBB Africa provided detailed design for the landside infrastructure and detailed architectural, structural, electrical and mechanical engineering for buildings, including passenger and cargo terminal buildings. GIBB Africa also prepares tender documents, detailed environmental and social impact assessments, as well as a resettlement action plan. The company also conducted topographical survey and geotechnical investigations for the project. Aegis was contracted to provide design review and supervision services, which included the evaluation of drawings, construction methods, health and safety requirements, and specifications of materials and equipment for the project. There you have it, Bugesera International Airport explained. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and also share it with your friends.